Hola y bienvenidos a Amores Patos. Hi, welcome to Amores Patos.
I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm your host, Faby.
This is a podcast with two best friends that get together and talk about
Duck facts,
duck lore,
duck homecoming,
and DuckTales. Alright, we're doing this again, folks. Well, this is the first time for you guys. Second time for us, because I trash-talked Taco Bell, the place of my employment, last time, and they decided to hack into my computer and destroy it from the inside out.
Mm-hmm. We had like a good 15 solid minutes of Taco Bell. Yeah. Secrets being told.
Honestly.
Trash talking.
Mostly trash talking about how much I hate the food and how disgusting it is. And I'm honestly afraid to trash talk it too much now, because I legitimately feel my computer will just implode somehow. I had to get a new laptop, no joke.
Yeah.
Because my last laptop was riddled with viruses, but unrelated to that. The battery was dying.
Like, we would watch, like, TV on her TV, and she would, move it from her desk to the TV, and she would have to completely restart it, because it would just die.
The minute I unplugged it, it would just die.
Yeah. So, like, last week, she was trying to do that so we could record again.
Yeah, and we were trying to record Raiders of the Doomsday Vault.
Yes. And it just died.
And did not come back. It stepped off this mortal earthly plane and ceased to exist. And I had about a 20-minute panic attack. It was fantastic.
It was wild.
And then I immediately jumped on Amazon to find a new laptop, because I need one just for life. Mm-hmm. And I bought one. So I have a new one now. It's very nice.
It was a roller coaster. She was like, holy shit, we're not going to be able to record, my laptop won't turn on. And I was like, okay, that's fine. As long as your laptop, like, comes to life, we can record another day. And then you were like, it's gone. It's like, gone.
It committed seppuku. Literally, like, oh my god, it was awful. And now it's just a piece of garbage now. Like, what do I even do with it?
Paperweight.
God, it's like... It's more than a foot long. It's a bullshit laptop. It's like 5 or 6 years old.
Would you take that to campus?
No, God, no.
Okay.
God, no.
It's a sticker display.
Yeah, honestly. I got it before I started college. And this is my last quarter, so.
Yeah. Congrats.
Ugh.
I got a year. For now.
But, I guess. We are re-recording episode 12 of DuckTales. Nothing Can Stop Della Duck.
Yes.
And, like, on the one hand, it's good that we're re-recording, because the last time I was half asleep for 60% of the record. This time, I had a latte 20 minutes ago. So I am brimming with exhausted energy, though it is energy.
Yeah, it's the last hurrah before you pass out.
Yeah. Let's say I've got about an hour and a half of life left in me before I just collapse face down on the keyboard.
And then we'll leave it all like that until you wake up again and keep talking. The fun thing is that immediately after we record, I don't know what we talked about usually. Or what jokes we hit, so this is going to be completely a new experience for me.
Yeah, I remember 1 or 2 jokes I made. I don't know if I can, refit them in.
Yeah.
I remember 1 joke I made. and some of my Taco Bell singers. I just don't know if it has the same zest anymore if I trash talk Taco Bell. Because we all know it's a garbage establishment.
Yeah.
Oh, there is the story I told Of the lady who asked if we had a senior military discount. Oh, wait, sorry. It's alright, dude. You ruined the record!
DuckTales is a secret plot by the government. Ducks aren't real.
Ducks aren't real.
Donald Duck is a secret sweatshop owner.
I don't know if we'll keep that in, but that was my roommate.
Keep it in, I'm important. Our first guest on the podcast. Give it up.
Give it up to my roommate. Yeah, she was there and gone. Oh, she scared the cat off the desk, though.
Aww.
Well, I say desk, I mean dining room table.
What we're doing? Lamenting.
I don't feel like talking about Taco Bell. Let's move on. The spite isn't there like there was last time. I worked it. It's been.
They've scared you.
No, I'm just numb now.
I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Become so tired, so much more.
Damn.
Like the fact that our refried beans are made of pellets just doesn't have the same oomph anymore. Because I make them so often, I'm just like, it's just reality now.
It's still rabbit food. That's what I said last time. That it's like wet rabbit food, basically. Ben.
Yep. It smells gross.
So the moral of last time was don't eat at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Period.
Also, Taco Bell donated to Trump, so
yeah.
There's that.
Fuck.
I work there because I need money.
Yeah.
And they hired me very quickly.
Fuck off, Target.
Honestly, Target never called me back. Fuck off with their $13 an hour. Jesus.
It's okay. One day you'll be free of Taco Bell.
One day. It's the dream. Anyway, we should probably do the record. Or,
yes.
The recap. We're recording. I promise. Alright, so Nothing Can Stop Della Duck. Our story is by Frank Angonis, Madison Bateman, Colleen Evanson, Christian Makelhays, and Bob Snow. It was written by Colleen Evanson. The storyboards are by Vince Zappato, Emmy Cicierega, and Ben Holm. Am I pronouncing Cicierega right?
I think so.
Because she's the sister to that one singer guy. I forgot his name. It's
I'm
something.
uncultured.
The Cicierega. But they told me I was pronouncing it wrong. But I'm reading it how it's spelled.
I don't know, Cicierega.
They were saying Cicierega. I'm saying Cicierega. Like Ia.
Yeah.
It's I-E.
I mean, that's how I would pronounce it. Cicierega.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Oh,
Who knows?
Whatever.
Who cares? No.
It's the intention that matters. And this episode was directed by Tanner Johnson.
Yeah.
And our watches. Matilda McDuck watch. And what episode is this? She's kind of here.
In spirit?
In spirit. We have Della Duck. That's good enough. We'll get.
I can't even get myself to bully you over it.
I mean, the fact that Matilda McDuck has more comic appearances than Della Duck does.
Yeah.
And Della Duck is here. Like.
One day.
So whatever. She'll be here. Whatever. Fuck off. And my fun Benzino pun joke. My fun joke for Benzino was related last time to my Taco Bell spite. So, it's a bean burrito and guacamole watch.
Wait, you got a nice little place here. Only hotel, I'm never staying inside.
Not as funny as last time, because there was spite before and after. But, that's what I got, and I didn't feel like changing it.
I mean, you've literally just said his name a couple of times. I just couldn't think of anything.
So whatever.
Yeah, he's here.
He's here. In spirit, as always.
In our hearts.
Yes. And, Alright, let's get into this, I guess. Or should we just bullshit some more and talk about other stuff and not talk about the actual episode? Della comes back. There's crying. I cry. The boys cry. Donald's on the moon. We're very sad. The end.
Scrooge cries. You forgot that. That's very important.
Yeah, Scrooge cries, yes.
And then Beakley is kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
Which I like that, but
Yeah, no.
also she hurts. I would have
Yeah.
cried if she would have talked to me that way.
Like, no human contact for a decade, and the first, like, person you talk to is a bitch.
It's this big woman. She's all like, you suck as a mom, and I'm like, I'm trying.
I've been on the moon for 10 years. But for real, I could talk about my Walt Disney World trip. I don't think I mentioned on the podcast yet. The fact that I went to Walt Disney World.
This is what happens, like, when we don't record regularly because our lives
Yeah.
are dumb and chaotic.
And we forget to talk about, like, stuff. Did we even talk about Anime Expo? Or not
It
that
was
one.
an
Zack Anime.
We briefly mentioned it, I think.
Yeah, that we were physically there. We
Yeah.
saw Queenie and Lynette from Twitter.
Yeah,
Which
we
is
hung out with Lynette
wild.
for a while.
We
yeah.
did, and we got a picture with Queenie. We should have asked them to send that to us.
Yeah. I realized we don't have any pictures of us together in the cosplay. It's
Yeah, we
pictures
do.
that
No,
we
we
have
don't.
the ones that we took with
We have
Launchpad.
We have that one, but then we have the one we took with Kingdom Hearts Mickey and that Donald we met.
And that's it. But since there was only the two of us, we couldn't take a picture together.
That's true. We could have asked someone.
Yeah.
We
oh,
did.
well. But yeah, that
if
was fun.
if we go to Sac Anime Winter,
Yes.
because I literally have zero interest in cosplaying anything else. Like, I put all of my limited cosplaying efforts into making that Darkwing Duck costume.
Yeah.
And, like, the gas gun now, that's way better than my
Yeah.
old shitty one. That literally, like, there's no character I care about enough to put forth the effort to make, like, their cosplay. Especially because
Yeah.
the Darkwing Duck one was relatively simple.
Yeah.
And I lucked
mean,
out a lot on finding all those pieces.
You got good luck. I mean, because you got your really cool, like, jacket that you got for,
Thank
like,
you.
$5.
$5.
It said, yeah. And now I got
yeah.
my Launchpad wig that finally
Yes.
came in the mail like
Yes.
a day after
Yes.
anime ended.
I have my gas gun made out of half of a what is it called? A toy gun, like a Nerf type thing. Toilet paper rolls, electrical tape, black spray paint, and a black funnel.
Yeah.
And gas
It
gun.
looks really good. Yeah,
It looks pretty
really
good. I'm very proud of myself.
And yeah, it was a fun experience. I got confused. I think I mentioned that if I got confused for Chip a lot.
You did. Yeah,
So-
we talked about that in some
The-
episode.
The
Maybe-
recap, maybe?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did. Okay, we should probably talk about this episode now.
Yeah. Anyway, she went to Disney World.
Oh yeah, I
Have
did. It's the only place I've found Caballeros merch. I forgot to post fucking pictures of that. I got Caballeros merch.
Oh yeah, I
got-
have some too
yeah,
now.
Yeah, I got the fucking shirt. I got a shirt with them on it. I got a mug with them on it.
I got
I
a
think-
shot glass with them.
Yeah, you got a shot glass. Like, yeah.
But as a Disneyland person,
Yeah.
what's better?
Disneyland.
Okay.
Okay, just because, like, because I went to all the parks. Hollywood, there's the Magic Kingdom, Epcot,
The
Animal
one-
Kingdom.
I
Animal
think
Kingdom.
the fourth one that no one ever remembers. Yes.
And, like, it was literally just Disneyland and California Adventure spread out over 4 parks. And they were so big, I did so much fucking walking, that just, it's so much more space and so much less stuff. It's just not worth it. And,
Yeah.
like, I mean, good experience, I'm glad I went.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed Epcot more than any of the others because it was all new stuff. Like, all new stuff. Like, everything else was stuff that, except for, okay, the best ride in all was the Flight of Passage in Animal Kingdom. That's the
The Avatar.
The Avatar VR or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
That was amazing. We
Yeah.
we waited like over an hour to get in that.
Oh shit.
It was like an hour, I think it was 120 minutes.
Yeah.
All the lines were also really short. Which
So
is,
2 hours.
yeah. That was the longest line we had. But
Mm-hmm.
besides that, all the lines were really just generally short, just because it was so fucking, the park was so big and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I definitely say, I mean, if you have the choice between Disneyland and Disney World, go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Because it's just,
Maybe it's because we're used to, like, doing, like, 14-hour days at Disneyland.
I guess. But I mean,
Because,
it just feels more worth it. Because Disneyland, you have all of the rides in Disneyland. And then you have,
True.
I mean, like, and then even California Adventure isn't a full day. You can make it if you go on a ride more than once, but it's not a full day park. That's
when we tried, we were just kind of like, want to go on the big rapids again.
Yeah, we went at Rapids like 3 times.
Yeah.
Because we were like, damn, okay, now what? We've been on all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
So California Adventure is good if you go to the parks often, or you've never been. Like you would definitely want to go.
Or if you want to get like on the big rides, like the
Screamin' and Galaxy Guardians.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I think definitely just it feels more worth it to go to Disneyland than to go to any of the parks in Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
Cause like literally, like I would go on the rides and I'd be like, okay, is that it? That's all there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just Disneyland just has everything right there.
Yeah.
Like all the rides are there, so you can spend the whole day and not feel like you've walked half of it.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty easy. Like we've started to go like with friends.
Yeah.
So like we literally like go like, oh, so and so line is like 20 minutes. So like we can walk around across the park and it won't feel horrible.
Yes. Yeah. And like and it's going with friends. I don't know. At least for us, better than going with family because we all know what we want to do.
Yeah.
And we all just agree, we all just have the same likes, and so like okay, we're going boom, boom, boom these rides, and so we'll like fit everything we want to do. We'll go on like all the rides. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Disneyland just has everything in the same place. I remember just being there and be like, where's this ride? It's not in this park. Okay. I gotta go to another park. Okay. And then my biggest disappointment was going to Animal Kingdom, where cause I got pictures with Scrooge and Launchpad, which was super cool, and pictures with Donald in the Dino Land outfit. And I went there thinking, oh, I bet they'll have like a Donald Duck plush, because like the whole Dino Bash thing is Donald Duck like themed.
Yeah,
because there's Launchpad and Scrooge, and you think they'd have Launchpad and Scrooge plushes too, because they're there, but. Whatever.
They haven't changed those costumes since the 80s, Anna. They don't care about those.
They couldn't make plushes though. Disneyland Paris cares.
Yeah.
But
I love your Scrooge plush.
I know. I love it.
Disney doesn't care.
I don't.
Disney World apparently also doesn't care about Donald.
No, because I went to Animal Kingdom thinking, okay, they'll have like a plush for Donald in his cute Dino Land outfit. And I went in July. And they didn't. And then literally a month later, I'm back, and they release a plush.
Yes.
Which I've also bought now, but like the point was to buy it when I was there.
Yeah.
We've gotten off track.
Yeah, but I mean, the pictures I think are on our Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah, because you had your cute little Donald DuckTales backpack.
Yes, I have my pin, not quite Ida bag, how do you pronounce that? But it's a
I think it's
pin.
Ida.
I don't know. It has the pins in it. I want to get a new one because that one's kind of shitty. But
I mean, we bought it at a probably bootleg place.
It was definitely bootleg. It was 1,000,000% bootleg. It worked though for a bit before it started falling apart.
Oh shit. But there's good pictures with her and like the characters'
I look
reactions
cute
to
as
the
hell
bag.
because I use my nice camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, we'll get to the episode.
Okay, yeah, let's do this. I felt bad not talking about my Disneyland World experience. Epcot is the best part. Epcot is the best part because everything's feels very new.
But sadly, everything's changing.
Yes.
Everyone who loves Epcot,
Yes.
get used to it. It's changing. I have no nostalgia for
Yes.
it, so I don't care.
No. I went before they're making all the big changes, so I'm glad.
I remember talking, and it was like, I really like this part of the park, and I was like, well, bad news, Anna.
Yeah,
It's
oh my
getting
God.
torn down.
Like, is the Mexico Pavilion gonna be gone?
I think that one's fine.
Okay, cool. Because that's where they had the Caballeros ride, and that was fun.
Yeah.
It was kind of, you just kind of ride around, and they're on screens, but like, I'm like, oh shit, they're acknowledging them in some small way. And because I was wearing my Caballeros ears, they let me go in front.
Hey. That's fun.
The cast members, because
they're great.
yeah, like they're the ones that got the most excited about all of my merch.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever I got a picture with Donald in every single park. Half the time by accident. I walked into Hollywood Studios and he was the first thing I saw. So I'm like, I can't not.
Yeah.
And like every
we have our energies balance out. I repel characters away and you bring them in. Because it's been twice that I try to get a picture with Goofy and he will leave.
Yes.
And I will have to chase after him and he won't take a picture with me.
That's right. I got a picture with Goofy. Took pictures with Goofy.
I just got a hug from him because he was leaving.
We just gotta be better about it.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, right, the episode where Ashley's There's an episode we need to talk about. We can't talk about Disney World. Disneyland's better.
Yeah. Oh.
Is that the cat? What the fuck was that?
Our second guest to the pod.
The cat. Maria. Cat, get over here. They're not gonna let you in. Get over here. We'll see if she adds commentary later. She wants to get into my roommate's room, but they've closed the door. Cat, get over here. She's named Maria after Maria from Sound of Music. Because she looks like a nun. Because she's a black and white tuxedo cat.
Mm-hmm. She's cute.
She is cute. If I can get a picture of her, I'll post it.
She has a foot fetish. she wouldn't stop, like, biting at my feet the other day.
Yeah. Anyway.
This episode's gorgeous.
Nothing can stop Della Duck. Is what we're talking about, I promise. This is what happens when I have coffee. I have energy to talk about shit.
I know. So...
Other than DuckTales. We have so many questions to do, too. Jesus Christ.
Okay, let's go.
We should get into this. Okay.
We'll just release my half of the audio.
Yeah, because we're not recording in the same room. I don't think we said that.
Oh, yeah.
Faby is far, far away from me. You're on a Skype screen. Faby.
Goodbye. Turns off the call, but yeah.
No! But, so we're not in the same room. So, I don't know. We're not. Just...
Oh, yeah, so we record separately.
Yes.
Podcasting secrets, and then you basically sync up the audio.
We mash them together and hope it turns good. So we lost my half of the audio. Like, my part. Because my computer decided to be a bitch and choose that exact moment to die when I had forgotten to send Faby my half of the recording for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So rest in peace and his computer.
Yeah. And if you want to look at it in one way, it's kind of my fault. We don't have this episode already recorded, but I don't want to look at it that way. And now you get fun anecdotes about Walt Disney World versus Disneyland and not me bitching about Taco Bell.
Okay. So that was like a rehearsal.
What? Oh, yeah, it was, yeah. I was literally also half dead for that. And I have coffee energy now, so.
Same. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Alright, so. I mean, with us, because this episode will come out after we released our Darkwing Duck episode beforehand, because we were too excited. And don't care about episode order when Darkwing Duck is involved.
Yeah.
So. Where we last left off, in the actual order, Donald went inside Della's ship thinking Della was in it. The Spirit of Celine. And got trapped. and we see him rocketing off into space in the background, which is hilarious and very, very sad. Because if Della had fucking turned around, she would have seen it.
I literally wrote here, you can see Donald in the background, and it fucking kills me. Shove it in my face. Why don't you?
They do for a good couple seconds.
Yeah. I was like, meme the feels like shit. I just want him back.
That's honestly. Yeah, so there he goes.
Bye.
But Della is at the gates of the mansion, at the very, very bottom. And she tries jumping over them, because, she's used to moon gravity, and it doesn't work.
No.
And so she just slams face first into the gates. And, yeah, so she has to climb up the gate, the whole fucking 2 miles to the mansion. But I think we talked last time, what if she'd use the fucking intercom? What the fuck?
Right?
Hey, this is Della Duck. I'm not dead.
I'm not dead.
Can you let me in? I left my keys on the moon.
And then you have to wait for the person to go up the hill.
Yeah.
To see them.
I'm just laughing thinking of her using the intercom. God.
Oh my gosh.
It'd be the most anticlimactic thing.
Just buzzes in.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey!
Who is this?
God.
Oh gosh. But no.
Anyway, so she's obviously she's determined to still get to her kids, so she's climbing the gate. And when she walks the 2 miles to the front door.
And we see her kind of she goes to knock, but she gets really nervous because she's the first impression is the only impression.
Because what do you say?
Yeah.
To your uncle, your brother, as far as she knows, her kids, who she's never met.
Yeah.
How do you reintroduce yourself after they presumably think you're dead?
Yeah, hey, it's me. What's up?
Yeah. And so she tries a couple things, and they're all super awkward and terrible and hilarious. Because I love the one when she moves the planter and steps out from behind it.
She's just oh, hey, didn't see you there. What's up?
Yeah, and she's okay, no, these are all awful.
No, yeah, because she even does oh, my children. And she's no.
She's no, okay, soap opera doesn't work.
No.
Okay, first impression is the only impression. You gotta nail this. Greetings, children. Hello! Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Simple, sincere. It's just the most important moment of your life.
And then she goes, yeah.
I was gonna say, I love, because it's is it dawn or dusk? I don't know, but the skies are red.
It's dusk. Yeah.
I think we talked about this last time. Yes.
We might have.
It's gorgeous reds and it's beautiful. So you just get this feeling of something's gonna happen.
Yeah. No, yeah. Because we have Donald fucking zoom, he's gone. And then Della arriving. Mm-hmm. And just the fact that, sorry, I'm looking something up really quick.
Yeah.
Give me a second. The cat is still at my roommate's door. Anyway. Just the fact, because it's dusk, so it's the whole, changes and shit, because Donald is gone. He's he's, boom, shooting off into space, and nobody knows. And then we have Della Duck arriving, after 10 years being dead, and just the fact that, this is Della Duck. Looking at a context of just the overall Disney Donald Duck universe or whatever, that the fact that this character who's been kind of a mystery for so long, any person who you're introducing to just DuckTales or Huey, Dewey, and Louie in general, it's okay, they're Donald's kids? No, they're Donald's nephews. Yeah. So who are the parents?
Yeah, for the longest time, that was basically what I thought. I'm oh, he has kids, and then you're no, it's they're his nephews, but no one ever talks about their mom.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, the whole, Della's actual, the reason for her disappearance is only ever, I think we've mentioned in that one Dutch Donald Duck comic. And it was the one celebrating Donald's 80th birthday, I want to say. And that talked about her, like, being in space, and that's why she's gone. And it's not really acknowledged in other comics, or at all. Like, it's not a thing in any comic, TV show, movie, anything.
Yeah, like in the original show, it's never...
Yeah, God, no. God, no.
We get acknowledgement of why Donald leaves the kids.
Yeah, like, he joins the fucking Navy.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Yeah, nothing on their parents or anything. It's ever been a thing. It's acknowledged.
Yeah.
So just
it's always funny.
That,
people start to tag me in DuckTales things on Facebook. And they're like, did you know that Donald Duck joined the military? I'm like, yes, I knew that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we
it's
knew.
the first thing you learn.
That's like the first moment you see him in DuckTales. He's dumping the kids with Scrooge. Nah, Donald's a good dad in DuckTales, original DuckTales.
Oh, yeah.
What little we see of him, even though he mostly shows up in the racist episodes. They did him so dirty.
They did. Oh, yikes.
But
yeah, Della.
Yeah, so there's the fact that not only did the show bring her back, they just brought her.
Yeah.
Like, literally technically existed. We see her as a little kid in the Don Rosa comics in Life of Time of Scrooge McDuck. And she's peppered in the Dutch comics, like I said. But beyond that, she hasn't existed.
Yeah.
As like a character.
Yeah.
So,
she's just kind of there to be like, give Donald kids without giving him kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that the show does all of this with her character is really great. And so we have the fact that Della Duck is now coming back to meet her kids.
Yeah.
Who she's never met.
Yeah, which I don't know if this was in the deleted episode, the last episode or whatever, but like, oh god, I lost my train of thought. Oh, like that we thought like this meeting would be like at the end of a season. Yeah. But it's right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yeah. So it's like, holy shit.
Yeah. This whole like the first 3 minutes of this episode always still get me. Just like the tension building, because she's on the other side of the door as Scrooge and the kids are getting ready to go on another adventure. Yeah, and it's like, for them, it's just like another day. Yeah, and they have no idea that everything is going to change from this, from this moment. Everything is going to change. Yeah, like the mother they thought was dead is like on the other side of the door after being trapped on the moon for a decade. Like,
and they basically come to terms with the fact that she was lost.
Yeah.
You know?
They came to terms with Scrooge's involvement, with what happened, all their shared grief and shit. Yeah. And it's like, hey, I'm not dead, actually.
Actually, I'm very much alive.
Yeah. Yeah, just... There's obviously this building tension, because Scrooge is talking up their latest adventure. It's this quill thing. Forgot what it was called. Did I write it down? The cartographer's quill.
And it's like a pretty, like, kind of like blue glass quill that's glowing.
And it'll draw like the location of the greatest treasure in the world or whatever. It's just a generic cool adventure thing.
And it sounds really cool because he's telling the kids, he's obviously monologuing, and they're all ready to go, and he's like, imagine all the money, all the adventure, the wisdom, the mystery, and it's just like panning to each of the kids to their corresponding like thing, and they're all like super excited, and then Scrooge is like, this could be the most important moment of our lives. Yeah.
Imagine all the money, daring adventure, infinite wisdom, and untold mystery in the world, literally at your fingertips.
Ooh, you had me at quill.
This could be the most important moment of our adventuring life.
And then they open the door, and Della is there.
Yeah.
And we see like the kids' reactions to her. All the kids' reactions, like, they're kind of blank faced because they're like, who the fuck? It's Louis who recognizes her first. Yeah. Because Louis' eyes go wide, and he's like, what the fuck? And Della's amazing introduction.
she somehow got to this as her
Yes.
line, which is, "Sup party people, I'm back in the Hiz," and she's like, "Oh no,
Yeah,
I messed up."
oh no, that was a mistake. And she's like, "Can I get a do-over?" Just like close the door.
Sup, party people? I'm back in the Hiz-house. Oh, no. Knew it was wrong as soon as I said it. Sorry, that was terrible. Can I get a do-over?
But then we see Scrooge's face.
Yeah.
And man, this still kills me. Like, he just looks like devastated.
Mm-hmm.
Because
she's right there.
She's right there. After he thought she was dead, and like he was the reason for her being dead, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Having built her the Spear of Selene in the first place.
Yeah. And she just kind of says, like, "Hi, Uncle Scrooge."
Hi, Uncle Scrooge.
And he immediately drops the quill.
Which is just, I mean, huge. It's super telling for how much family, how much Della means to Scrooge. Mm-hmm. The fact that without a thought, like, he lets this thing slip out of his hands and shatter.
Yeah.
And he pays it no attention.
Mm-mm. And,
yeah, like, whoa, this kills me. Mostly because we get his and Della's reunion scene. They're reuniting.
Yeah.
And he just, like, because he just wraps her in a huge hug and spins her around. Like, it's definitely the most tender we've seen Scrooge.
Yeah.
And I love that the show lets him be, what's the word? It's not sensitive.
Emotional?
Vulnerable.
Okay, yeah.
Vulnerable. Like, the show shows him, like, the show has shown him more than once crying. Mm-hmm. Which is really important, which is just, having characters cry is good. Fun.
Yes.
Pain. But,
as a crybaby, I endorse this message.
Yes. But, the fact that it's mostly male characters, like Scrooge and Donald, who they let cry.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that it's a character like Scrooge, who in earlier iterations is very cold, or isn't so in touch with his emotions to the point where he would cry or be this tender or kind or like loving to a family member.
Yeah, because usually the emotion is anger.
Yes.
That we see.
Or like, it'll be like, oh, that's right, family is the greatest treasure of all, like, life lesson he learns at the end of every other DuckTales episode.
Yeah. It's kind of jarring to go back and watch those episodes. I love, like, that Scrooge as well.
I love Alan Young's Scrooge. He's great. Oh my god.
But just this Scrooge, David Tennant's Scrooge, it kills me.
Yeah.
Like, how he is, and also just David Tennant's noises, his voice.
Obviously, David Tennant does an amazing job, but, just the fact that they have Scrooge being, like, this more fatherly figure, and to have it be this touching and warm is really, really nice.
Yeah.
And this reunion scene just gets me every time, because he spins her around, he keeps, like, pushing her back to look at her, and then he hugs her again.
Yeah.
Like, he just can't believe she's right in front of him.
Yeah. It's so sweet.
It's super sweet. Like, it's hard to like, obviously describe, because it's so...
Yeah.
Just soft. But, he keeps, like, just, like, being like, holy shit. And then, but then, like, the kind of more grief sets in, like, he thought she was dead.
Yeah.
Where was she?
I thought you were
Dead? Not yet.
Where?
The moon.
You were on the moon? I searched the moon.
Not hard enough. There were mites and aliens, and I had to rebuild the spear with my tooth.
Don't raise your voice at me, you rapacious rocketeer.
I missed your Scroogian alliteration.
Yeah, and she immediately kind of like, she's like, like the moon. I was in the moon.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, wait. Like,
he's like, wait a minute.
I
I fucking checked the moon. What the fuck do you mean you're on the moon?
And she's like, boy, fucking you didn't check it well enough, because, like, there was, like, moon mites and aliens, and just, like, I had so much to do in the moon.
Yeah.
She specifically says, like, I had to, like, use, rebuild the spear with my tooth.
Yeah.
And, like, as they're doing this, they're, like, kind of, like, inching a little, like, closer.
Yeah, and they're, like, it's, like, arguing.
Yeah.
With the fact that when they start laughing and smiling because they've missed that.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't had that. Mm-hmm. And so they hug again. At this point is when Scrooge realizes that Della has a prosthesis. Mm-hmm. That's just a prosthetic, a prosthetic leg.
Yeah. And so he, like, crouches down to get a look at it. He kind of looks at her like, what happened, basically.
Yeah. And it's like this brief moment of kind of, like, just grief because she lost a leg. Mm-hmm. Like, in those 10 years, like, she explained that she lost it in the crash.
Yeah.
But,
and so it's like, we had said, like, it's grief that she went through that pain.
Yes. Alone.
Yeah. And that she had to, I mean, it's implied that she had to chop it off.
Cut off her own leg.
Cut off her own leg herself.
Woof. But then he congratulates her on her ingenuity because she built out of rocket parts.
Yeah.
So I love just the introduction of Della as a character having a prosthesis, having a prosthetic leg, was something I always found is just really good for a cartoon to have. Like, one of its main characters, to have this character specifically, to have a prosthesis and have it to be not like they're a character with a prosthesis. Like, they're not, like, it's not something that defines them, but it's something that's not ignored.
Yeah, like, it's acknowledged, but it's not like, oh, in this episode of the week, this character is going to teach us all about this.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're going to learn to treat everyone the same, and even if you have even if you have a prosthetic leg, you're just like everyone else. It's not what's happening.
No.
And so there's the fact that it's fully, like, acknowledged in this way, but in a way that feels natural.
Yeah.
Is really nice. And the fact that we see Della with and without the prosthesis, and it's never, like, a big deal.
No.
I guess, is nice. But,
and he says, you know, like, this specific line that I really like, you're every bit the woman you were 10 years ago. Which is a positive now, but then in a little bit, it kind of becomes, like, a negative thing.
But, definitely. It's, maybe not such a great thing that she's completely the same.
Yeah.
Out of rocket parts! Brilliant! Leg or no, you're every bit the woman you were 10 years ago!
But,
so
I mean...
quickly goes... Oh, you want to say more?
No, I'm good.
So she quickly goes, okay, Scrooge, now I gotta go see my kids.
Yeah, she's like, okay,
and she, like, yeah. I know who you are.
Yeah, she pushes past him, and we see the kids, the kids didn't go outside. They're all huddled.
No.
In the foyer or whatever, like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, so they were near the front door, and now they've moved all the way back, and they're, like, hiding behind Webby.
Yeah.
And when she sees them, they kind of, like, go even tighter behind her. And I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah, because they're all just like, who is this person? To which Webby's like, guys, I think that's your mom.
Yeah. Because Dewey asked, like, who the cyborg was.
Yeah. Because we see Della, like, peeking through the doorway now. Yeah. And she walks inside and just falls to her knees in front of them. Like, there are tears in her eyes. And this episode has a lot of parallels to the very first episode of DuckTales with, first and foremost, with Scrooge introducing the kids to Della. Yeah. The same way that Donald did for them with Scrooge. And we kind of get, like, each of their reactions to this. To their mother being there in the flesh with them now.
First, it's Dewey, because there's, like, this beautiful music that's playing, obviously. This show has amazing music. And then Dewey loudly proclaiming, like, you know, like, I always knew I was part robot. And he, like, runs to her.
He runs to Della, like, runs to her arms. Yeah, like, immediately. There's basically no hesitation from him.
Huey, Dewey, Louie, meet Della Duck.
Oh, I'm part robot. I knew it.
And we learn what Della intended for the nephews to be called. And my lord, thank God Donald was like, I know I'm, like, grieving my sister and all, but fuck these names, honestly.
Because we see
fuck
that
them
she's
to
like,
hell and back, because God no.
She's, like, gently caressing Dewey's face, and then she's like, wait. Huey, Dewey, and Louie? Like, what? I did not say that was going to be their names.
Yeah.
And she says they were going to be named Jet, Turbo, and Rebel.
And Rebel.
So Huey was Jet, Turbo was Dewey, and Rebel was Louie.
Yeah.
And she's like, I even wrote it down in case no one could understand Donald.
Yeah. Which, my lord, Della.
They're terrible.
Awful
They're so,
fucking
Hot
names.
Wheels.
Yeah. They're Hot Wheels toys names. They're not person names.
No.
Donald got that list. He's like, I'm mourning my dead sister. Fuck that. I'm gonna create some new names.
Honestly, I love their names.
Yeah, oh my god, no. God, good lord. These kids don't know how close they came to, like, instant death.
Yeah.
With those names.
Like, I think Turbo is the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst one.
It is. You're either a snail guy, or you're the fucking turbo jackass from Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh my god.
So.
Or you're a car piece, or a thing a car does. I don't remember.
I don't fucking know cars.
My Cars knowledge is from Fast and Furious, and that's it.
I know.
We all know.
I know. Anyway.
They're terrible.
We have then Huey kind of introducing himself.
Yeah.
And the way they're introduced is, how they all kind of present themselves to Della feels really in character.
Yeah.
Like, Dewey is immediately 100% yes. He fully accepts Della. Huey is a little more hesitant. Like, he has questions.
Yeah.
He basically just lists off questions.
He's, like, kind of shyly, he goes up to her, and he's like, Huey here / Jet. He's like, and then he's rapid fire. He's like, like, how did you survive? Like, are you used to, like, Earth's gravity? Like, did you make any custom, like, modifications to your leg? And she, like, responds in the same, like, rapid fire back to him. Like, she's like, I was just, determined. And I didn't make any modifications to it. Because...
and they both quote the whatever rule in the Junior Woodchuck guidebook at the same time.
Yeah.
And for Huey, that's enough to prove that she is his mother.
Yeah.
How did you survive in a barren wasteland? Have you adjusted to our gravity? Did you make any customized modifications to your leg?
Sheer determination to get back to you. Kinda and no. Because, as Junior Woodchuck Rule 42 states, build things right the first time and they won't need modification.
You really are my mom!
And it's like, it's really cute because he's like that. We saw that earlier episodes with him and like Feathery or however you pronounce his name. I'll never pronounce it.
It's Feathery.
Feathery.
Like feather.
Okay. When he was like, he saw someone who was also like a woodchuck, and he really liked that, and he admired him until things came apart basically. So she's here like also like that, and so he's like immediately like, okay then I have like my connection point to my mom, and things will be fine. Which is the opposite to what we see of Louie.
Yeah, oh my god, Louie's whole scene. Because Louie stays hiding behind Webby basically this entire time. Like, his brothers are meeting their mom, and they're hugging her, and, like, it's all very touching. But Louie is just, like, overwhelmed. And he refuses to believe it's real in the first place.
Yeah.
It's like, he insists that it's a curse from Magica, or...
like a parallel universe.
Yeah.
And even then, like, Webby is the one that has to move. Like, she moves out of the way so he can, like, face his mom. And he, like, says this thing and he starts crying. Yeah. And Della's the one that has to approach him.
And like, she gives him the choice to come to her.
Yeah.
And, like, but he's, like, in tears.
Yeah.
And, like, hugs her and they all hug.
Yeah.
And Webby is all of us. Honestly.
She's, like, crying and she's, like, fanning herself.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my god, my heart.
It's so full.
Yeah.
My heart. It's too full.
I mean, yeah, that scene is really, really great. And wait, let me see. And we got a question on Twitter. We have a lot of questions for this episode, especially because I asked people to send in more to create hype for this episode since we have to re-record it.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of questions to get through. So I want to start peppering them in.
Yeah.
When I remember to do so. So we have a quick question on Twitter by Harpy, from Harpy. And they ask, when they meet Della, did each of the triplets react the way you thought they would? Were you surprised by any of their reactions?
I wasn't surprised by Dewey's.
No.
And I wasn't really surprised by Louie's.
No.
I was surprised by Huey because he's always kind of been in the middle. Mm-hmm. But I expected him to be a bit more towards Louie's side for this.
Like to be more, like, not doubtful, but to have more questions.
Yeah.
Like to just have more... Yes, I don't know if doubts, but just like... To be less 100% gung-ho as soon as there's like the one connection.
Mm-hmm. I expected it to be a little bit more Dewey having to, like, I don't know, like, not Huey being the reasonable one in this case, but being more like letting Louie also kind of be distrustful of this, because we see later on he's also someone that's, like, telling Louie, like, she's her mom, you know, you have to, like, feel good about this.
Yeah. So maybe having Huey have some more doubts. Mm-hmm. Because he's normally, like, the really logical one.
Yeah.
So I think maybe, seeing a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we transition to Della eating human food. Well, not human food. Eating food.
Real food.
Real food. For the first time in 10 years.
Yeah, which, good lord. She's eating, like, everything. We got, like, muffins, a pile of miscellaneous yellow mush.
Asparagus.
And, like, she's stuffing her face, and Dewey's just watching her, like, in awe.
Yeah, like, wow.
Like, she is amazing.
She's, like, chewing.
Yeah, she's stuffing her face.
Yeah. And
we see Beakley comes to, like, clear away some plates, and Della stops her so she can, like, get the last, like, pea off the plate. And then she realizes who like the housekeeper is.
Yeah.
And that it's Beakley.
Yeah, but she doesn't call her Beakley, she calls her Agent 22.
Yeah, as she knows her.
Yeah.
And the fact that, so that was that, and so that's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like that Della knew Beakley knew her as Agent 22.
Yeah.
Which gives us a more solid timeline of when Beakley came to work for Scrooge. Mm-hmm. So it was definitely after Della left. Because as far as Della knows, because the last time Della was here, Duckworth was still alive.
Yeah, she asked, like, oh, like, where's Duckworth? And so Beakley, she's like, you know, he moved on.
But not far enough. Because Duckworth, like, fades through the wall, and he says something about, like, the afterlife having fewer cobwebs.
Yeah.
And Beakley, who hates this motherfucker's guts so much, holy shit, she throws a plate at him. And it just goes through him and smashes on the wall. So she'll have to clean that up.
Yeah.
Because Duckworth's like, look what you did, bitch. Yeah. And, like, fades back into the wall.
And now I'm done. Thanks. Agent 22! You're the housekeeper now? Where's Duckworth?
He's moved on. Though sadly not far enough.
The underworld has fewer cobwebs to tend to.
So, like...
I really want to know what happened between Beakley and Duckworth.
What the hell happened between them to have her hate his guts so much she will do something that she'll actively have to clean up herself. Yeah. Just out of pettiness.
I remember my theory that he had something to do with her being, what's it called?
Her cover exposed.
Yes. That was, I think that was my theory.
Oh.
And then I also said that she had something to do with his death, but that was my extra crazy theory.
She poisoned him.
Oh my god. Because Duckworth died. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, Duckworth, like, we joked about that in one of our early episodes, that he was dead.
I was rewatching.
We're right.
I was rewatching the episode where he comes back. And it's crazy how, like, Scrooge just accepts it.
Oh, yeah. Like, he's excited to see him. Yeah, he's like, oh, my old pal Duckworth.
He's like, and you know, when he did that, like, when, what's his name, Blackguard Spiegel did his whole thing, he, like, brought my friend back, and you just see him, like, looking up with admiration, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like, holy shit. Yeah, no, I love, he's just like, yeah, my ghost butler.
He's back.
He's back.
Is he getting paid, or is he just doing it because he wants to?
Well, he's dead. He can't buy shit.
Yeah, so he's just literally doing it because he wants to.
his spirit is bound to the house. What else is he gonna do?
Go to the... Yeah, I don't know, honestly.
Well, he can go to the afterlife for vacation. We've seen him in Hawaiian shirts.
I guess he just really likes being in this family.
I guess.
Where's my Duckworth merch?
Off. Duckworth merch! I would kill for like a figurine.
Honestly.
I'd love that.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the ghost butler.
The ghost butler.
Yeah. And we actually did get a question related to this. I'm like, trying to get through these questions before I forget, because we got lots of questions. From Anonymous. Who should this be?
The last P on Della's plate.
Okay. They say, or ask, whatever. I just realized something. Back in Danger of Doom, Donald seemed surprised to find out that Beakley used to be a spy. But Della knew her as Agent 22. Do you think there's a small continuity error, or is it an indication that Della used to pay more attention to Scooch's stories and meet his old friends more often than Donald? I mean, Donald's just a dumbass.
Yeah.
So.
I also feel like it was possibly one of those phases where Donald was like, I don't want to go on an adventure anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, it was like a Della and Scrooge adventure with spies.
Yeah.
I need to watch that episode again. The one with Webby. That's a good episode.
Yeah, that's a good episode. But it could have just been happening and it just went right over his head.
Yeah.
Because that would also happen.
Like, he didn't get, like, you know, like, Beakley would be like, oh, you know, like, I'm a whatever, like, her cover was, wink, and he wouldn't just not understand that, like, that's her cover.
Yeah, so you just wouldn't get it.
Donald, come home.
I'm sad now. Thanks, dude.
Okay,
continuing.
So, immediately after she's done eating and that whole thing happens, the kids, like, Dewey and Huey jump on the table and they're immediately asking Della questions, you know? Like, again, like, I think Dewey asked her, like, is it true moms have, like, a favorite kid? And he's like, is it me?
Is it me?
Yeah.
And we have Huey asking if she suffered any, like, negative effects from being on the moon. How many fingers am I holding up?
Yeah. But then we see Louie, who's still sitting down, and he's like, wait, are you moving in?
Yeah.
With, like, a face that's like, please don't.
Yeah, like, maybe don't?
Yeah.
And Webby introducing herself, because she wants to be a part of things.
Yeah.
Is it true that parents pick favorites? Which one of us is yours?
Did you suffer any side effects from the cosmic storm? Oh, how many fingers am I holding up? Wait, are you moving in?
Back to favorites. It's old Turbo, right?
I'm Webby!
And we see Scrooge, like, picks them all up off the table and puts them back on the ground, like, you know, let your mother rest.
Yeah.
It's had a long day and 10 years.
Yeah. And he's like, you know, like, there's plenty of time to, like, get to know each other and to ask her questions. And immediately Della's like, no, like, I've waited long enough, basically.
Yeah, because, like, just that she's lost enough time. And she wants to make up for all of that time.
Yeah.
She's like, just me, my kids, my uncle, my brother, and just now realizing that Donald is not present. And like, wow.
That's
nice.
That's a detail my brother's salty about every time we talk about DuckTales. He's like, wow.
And she takes so long to remember him.
Yeah. It always makes me laugh. So I'm like, plot devices, dude. Plot devices.
Yes, plot devices. I had to find a way to blend that in, the fact that Donald... Yeah, because she's like, wait, because Della's like, wait, where is Donald?
Yeah. And it's Webby who's like, oh, you know, like, he's in, like, a remote vacation for, like, a month, and we won't be, like, hearing about him for, like, a month.
Yeah. And then we see him currently in the Spear of Selene, like, going fucking Mach 5.
Yeah.
Like... He's suffering. He's suffering, dudes.
Who wouldn't?
Like, leaving Earth's atmosphere.
Poor Donald.
Poor Donald. And at this moment, this is where Della, she has the kids together, and she apologizes for leaving, for getting on the Spear of Selene at all.
Yeah. Which I really like that she apologized.
Yes.
Because... sometimes in other shows that I've seen with, like, a missing parent who comes back, whether it's because they're alive or, like, a zombie or a dream, whatever, the parent never...
Zombie.
Yeah, it's happened multiple times on Supernatural.
Okay.
But, like, they never apologize. And for her, she, like, you know, it's kind of like, I think we've mentioned it before, that's something we wanted her to do.
Yes, we definitely want her to apologize.
Yeah, she still needs to apologize to other people that were also involved. But she at least apologized to her kids, and she's like, you know, like, I'm sorry for, like, even stepping into that rocket. Like, I should have never done it. I should have never left you, you know? Yeah. And because of it, like, I missed, like, your first steps, your potty training. Yeah. And she's like, wait, you're all potty trained, right? To which everyone but Dewey says yes. Dewey kind of gives that, like, motion, and I'm like, which ew, is gross.
Ew, a nightmare. Great. Hate it. But she asked them to forgive her.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for ever stepping foot on that rocket. I never meant to leave you, or miss your first steps, or potty training. Wait, you are potty trained, right? What I'm trying to say is, for a decade, I fought every day to get back to this family, and I will fight every day to be a part of it, if you'll have me.
And Huey and Dewey do right away. Mm-hmm. But Louie is a little more hesitant.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think Dewey grabs his hand and puts it in Della's hand.
Because she's like, I fought for a decade to come back, and I'll keep fighting to be a part of this family.
Yeah. And that comes up later.
Yeah.
Having to fight to be a part of the family.
Mm-hmm. But it's cute. She hugs them.
Yeah. Yeah, they hug. And I was like, in this hug, it's this little detail that I liked. Mm-hmm. And that when she hugs them, you can see Dewey and Huey's faces. Mm-hmm. And that they're happy with this hug. Yeah. But you don't see Louie's.
Yeah. And I think Dewey's the one that says, like, of course we're a family again. Yeah. Like, there's no hesitation in his mind.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck.
Because you see, even with the little thing, the comparatively minor thing of there being a new housekeeper. Mm-hmm. That the fact that things have changed, and Della is not at this point equipped to adapt to that change. Yeah, because even though she was gone for 10 years, she comes back thinking she can just hop right in and things will be the same, or they'll be like how she imagined them.
Yeah, like it's like easy to come back, and it's like no, like. I mean, look at Webby right here. She's probably not someone she figured would be in the equation, you know?
Yeah. The fact that it's Beakley, not Duckworth. The fact that we see right now that she wants to make... right now, Della wants to make up for all the holidays and events she's missed. Mm-hmm. So she's going to make cake. Yeah. And she runs off in where she remembers the kitchen is. Mm-hmm. But it's been moved.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, apparently she's like, oh, did you renovate? And then she kind of like goes to the opposite direction she had been going.
Yeah. Yeah, so just like a little thing like that, just being indicative of the fact that she is not, she's not quite ready to just hop right back in.
Yeah. But she's trying.
She is. Maybe a little too hard.
Yeah, because right now we see like a little montage of her baking. She has her little apron that says Moon's Best Mom on it.
Which I love. It's very cute.
And we see her try to bake a cake, but, like, she's not very good at it. I mean, considering we saw her try to follow directions the first time while building the spear, and she immediately tore that shit to shreds.
Yeah. So, I do love the little top hat kitchen timer.
Yeah, it's cute.
I love that. Yeah, so she's an awful cook. I have no idea how the food she makes turns out as okay looking as it does. Because she pulls out a brown lump from the oven, which is on fire. Yes. The stove and, like, the ground around the oven is on fire somehow.
And she doesn't seem to mind.
She uses it to light the candles.
And then when she leaves, we get a shot of Beakley looking terrified, holding like a
right
fire extinguisher.
Her. Yeah, she's like, what the ever-loving fuck? How the hell?
Oh my gosh. But yes.
And we see that, she made, What was it she made? Let me see. Happy Birthday, Valentine. Merry Flag Day just because, which is the flan, I think.
I think so.
And Happy International Talk Like a Pirate Arbor Day.
Which is a, like, lumpy white and red cake.
Yeah, there's a tree that's on fire.
Yeah.
Kind of the opposite of what you want Arbor Day to be, but whatever.
Fuck Smokey the Bear.
Fuck him. But, yeah, so she made these cakes.
And she's like, you know, like, I didn't really know, like, what to make. And, like, what's your favorite cake?
Yeah, so she just made all of them.
Yeah. And Dewey, he's very much, like, a yes man right now. Because she's like, oh, I didn't know what to make, so I made them all. And he's, like, immediately like, well, my favorite is all, so this is great.
Yeah, so Della made all these cakes. Because, like she said, she wants to make up for everything she's missed that night.
Yeah.
Which is
alarming.
Insane. It's alarming. It's insane, definitely. Like, that's not a thing you can do.
No.
But
she's trying.
She's gonna try. And so she gives him their cakes for like 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. And I think we see that Huey takes a bite and loses his shit because he can't have sugar at night.
Yeah.
His
eyes go huge.
His pupils go wide. He's like, oh.
And we see that, like, Louis doesn't eat anything, even though the flan is the best looking thing there. It's his, and I would have destroyed
I wanted
that thing.
flan after I watched this episode.
Same. I still want flan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have any.
Damn. I have animal cookies. I'm eating them right now.
But
yeah, so
she lets him have a bite, and then she removes those cakes.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know, like, I made you guys my favorite type of cake, which is a firework cake.
Yeah, it's full of Fizzy Rocks?
Yes, Fizzy Rocks.
Which, my lord, this cake. It has also sparklers sticking out of it. And then, like, packets of Fizzy Rocks, which are a more deadly version of Pop Rocks. Mm-hmm. Like, literally just dumped.
She didn't even take the packets off. The packets are still there.
Packets are there. And we see we get info from Webby that the Fizzy Rocks were deemed unsafe to eat by the government.
And Dewey takes that as a challenge.
Yeah, which is another fun parallel to the first episode. Mm-hmm. And to which Webby is like, again, it's incredibly unsafe. And we see Huey hopped up on sugar. He's like, yeah, do it. Eat it.
Behold! My classic firework cake! It's like a regular cake, but it's loaded with Fizzy Rocks!
I haven't seen these in forever!
That's because after all the lawsuits, the government claimed they were unsafe to eat.
That sounds like a challenge!
Yeah, again, do it! It's incredibly unsafe.
Time.
And he does. And immediately, like, foams at the mouth.
Yeah. Well, he vomits. Because of the Fizzy Rocks, it comes out like 20 feet of foam. And it is awful.
I hate watching this.
It's lying all around him, and I love Louis, like, just like, backs out of his chair and is like, I'm out. No, I'm out. And Huey goes to play in it.
Ew.
And it's terrible. And we see Della looking on like, oh my lord, what have I done?
Fuck. Yeah.
Oh my, I hate to be playing in it. It's the worst thing to see.
He's so excited to play in it like if it's snow.
Yes, I know.
I hate it.
Like, it's really funny, but it's awful. Kudos for the DuckTales guys for having things that are really funny but really, really awful.
Honestly, yeah.
The first thing that comes to mind is the doofus Drake when he first see him when he fucking pulls open his pants. He just looks.
Just like the framing.
And it's silent. And it's so silent.
And then immediately Louis is at the door after that. That's my
trying to push the button to get out.
My favorite shot of anything, honestly.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Or just the unexplained cowboy rollerblades are also iconic.
Just like I remember just watching that, just the noise that came out of me when he backed away and he was in these thigh-high boots. Indescribable sound that came out of me. Like, my lord.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we see that Della carries Dewey up to bed, and he's still sick, like his stomach. I'm like,
yeah.
Della, give him some damn Pepto! Jesus.
Something.
There was Pepto 10 years ago. You should know that exists.
Pepto's been around for so long.
Yeah.
Some of my earliest memories are those Pepto commercials.
Jeez.
Yay, Pepto-Bismol! Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Yay, Pepto-Bismol!
Honestly, though, like, give the boy some Pepto.
Because
he needs it.
He's like, my insides, they're on fire. And then Della kind of looks at him like, oh, I messed up. And he's like, with love for my mom.
Yeah, and he looks so awful. And she's like, okay, but like, okay, you know what a good mom like knows how to do to help her sick kid? Mm-hmm. Like, telling him a bedtime story.
Yeah.
And we see that Huey and Louie follow them up, because, it's their room, too.
Mm-hmm.
And, she asks if they know the story of the Princess and the Peacock.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, the Princess and the Pea story. But, we mentioned this before, like, it is... Because the Princess and the Pea story, it's like an actual pea under the mattress.
Yeah.
Is it like a peacock, like a person that the princess is sitting on? Like, how does this work?
I remember
like, when I actually think about it, I'm like, oh god, are they suffocating a peacock?
Right?
Right?
Or is it like the Prince and the Pauper, but with the princess and a peacock? That might be better.
That does sound better. There's less suffocating of a person.
Wait, but are peacocks people?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's seagull birds and then
true.
seagull people, so...
Oh god, I hate this.
Yeah. So there's
but
definitely...
True. I need answers.
We haven't seen duck animals yet, but I'm hoping.
No!
I'm hoping!
That pigeon was enough.
Which pigeon?
I think Glumgold deals at a pigeon, right?
Right, yes, he stuffs it in the bird food. Yeah, that's right.
The worst.
The worst. But, so Della is, the Princess and the Peacock, but, she asks if they know it, and Louie's like, yeah, when we were really little.
Mm-hmm. And she kind of like,
yeah, she's like, oh, right, yeah, totally. Like, you're grown up, like, you're big kids. So you're kids who, like, you're grown up, kids who deserve, like, a grown up story. Mm-hmm. Which, she maybe goes a little too far. Because, and we see that, first, Della calls Louie Rebel.
Yes.
Like, she does this occasionally. She calls him by the wrong name. Mm-hmm. Like, the name she picked out for them.
Yeah.
But,
which is, yeah, like, now that we mentioned it, she'd never called them Huey and Louie when we had seen her. She just called them the boys.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
So, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she immediately grabs a chair, sits on it, cool person style.
Yes. Cool teen.
Cool teen style. And the tone shifts.
Yeah.
In this room.
Because in the previous episode, in the Golden Spear, she told... It's the story of the Gilded Man. Mm-hmm. Which she told the Moonlanders, the episode previous. Mm-hmm. But she definitely told them the G-rated version. Or yes. PG at the very most. Because, A, she was busy trying to fix her ship. And... I don't know, she was tired. She didn't want to traumatize, like, a whole planet of people.
Yeah. But, and she wasn't trying to, like, impress them. She was just sharing a story, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she definitely tells the kids the PG-13, potentially R-rated version of the story, which involves, genocide?
Yeah.
Murder at the very least?
Yeah, she uses the term mangled a couple times, which shocked me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, that's way more awful sounding than killed. Yeah. It's a lot more visual. Mm-hmm. Because she tells the story of the Gilded Man, which was an Aztec android meant to protect the people of El Dorado. Mm-hmm. Until something went wrong, and it turned on them and murdered them all.
Yeah. Mangled
them. And it talks about, like, how, like, it left a trail of bodies until, like, El Dorado was stained blood red or some shit. Like, how the fuck were they able to get this on the air?
She literally, I think she says the phrase, like, he hacked away, which is, like, horrifying.
It's really bad. And, like, the kids are terrified.
Yeah.
And because she's also using, I think one of the Dewey's maybe, their Duck Voltron Transformer toy as, like, a visual aid.
Yeah. It has, like, these little glowing red eyes as well, so that's not healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. And she says how, like, when she was their age, she got inside of it and, like, tore it apart from the inside.
Yeah.
And that, like, it, like, how it's, like, its death knell was, like, a promise to seek vengeance on the person who destroyed it and her family. And it's, like, awful. And she's like, I'm pretty sure we left him in the garage.
And then she immediately is like, okay, well, good night. And she leaves.
Yeah, just leaves.
The Aztec android was meant to protect the people, but he blew a fuse and mangled them instead. Metal gnawed through flesh, leaving a trail of bodies until the Golden City was stained blood red. I grabbed a wrench, crawled inside the gold-minted monster, and hacked away at his clockwork innards, tearing him apart from the inside, piece by piece, with reckless abandon.
And just leaves the kids just terrified.
I know. And, like, immediately you get a shot of them, and they look like they're all in the same bunk. They're all sitting in the lower bunk.
Yeah.
And they're just like, you know what? I think Huey's the one who's like, I think we should, like, sleep with the lights on tonight.
Yeah. And then we hear, like, a noise.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we see the next scene, like, we see Dewey's holding the Nerf gun. Louis has a bat.
Yeah.
And Huey has, like, a flashlight and a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, and they're just, like, traumatized, wide-eyed, like, oh god.
Yeah. And they, like, don't sleep. Mm-mm. They're, like, too terrified to fully sleep at all.
And so, already being sleep-deprived, they get startled by
Della's air horn.
That's the worst.
Terrible. And then we also do see, though, Della has a bit of a new look. Like she got new pants that are fixed and not frayed.
Yeah.
Her jacket has both sleeves. She got a haircut.
Yeah. So it's not as short as, like, it
as
used
before.
to be in the flashbacks, but it's not, like, long anymore either. It's, like, at shoulder length.
When we actually got a question about that, so give me a sec. On Twitter. Let me get it. I'm proud of me for remembering to do this. So from Les on Twitter, they want to make us debate. Long hair Della or short hair Della?
Well, if you know what we look like, Anna has short hair and I have pretty long hair. It's up to, like, my butt. I'm team long hair.
Oh my god. I am team, like, her short or her, like, cut hair here.
I like long hair, but I'm just someone who likes long hair.
Okay, they want us to debate, so you have to debate. Why the long hair?
Aesthetics. Moon aesthetics. Sailor Moon. Reminds me of Sailor Moon.
Fine. It's fair. I like the in-between shoulder length-ish because I like that it literally feels like an in-between. Like, there was how she used to be before she got stranded, before she had the kids, before she was a mom. And then there was the 10 years on the moon where she got her moon hair. And then now it's like, it's something different now. Like, it's not how she used to be and it's not staying. The person that she became on the moon. It's like a new person now.
Yeah. That's obviously the right answer. I just like long hair.
Not much of a debate.
Yeah. Did she just cut those with her, like, scissors in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Fun.
What
She's
of it?
all like Scrooge. Hey, can you help me? Can you even out this hair?
Actually, yeah, that'd be fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she wakes the kids all up with air horns. Now that they really slept. Because we see that she had, like, a stash of air horns from 10 years ago, right?
I think, because she says that, like, Uncle Scrooge didn't want her to have them.
Yeah.
But I guess she modified them in the night. Because they say, like, mom's celebration something.
Yeah. And we see that the air horns, they're making Huey go deaf.
Yeah.
Like, they're fucking up his hearing. Yeah, Mom's return celebration horn.
Yeah.
And she, like, tosses them to the kids, but they, like, hit them in the face and the head and stuff.
And
Because they're too tired to catch them.
Dewey, who keeps, like, blasting it on poor Huey's face.
Yes. And we see that Della wants to prove she's a cool mom.
Yes.
And cool moms know how to shred the gnar.
Which we still don't know what that means.
No, it's skateboarder surfing.
I got, yeah.
Because she grabs a shield off one of the suits of armor and, like, skates down the banister and does, like, a cool flip and, like, really complicated shit.
Mm-hmm. And it's super,
and she wants
cool.
the kids to do it next. She's like, who wants to go first?
Mm-hmm. And we see that, like, Dewey's really the only one that's really enthusiastic about this.
Yeah.
And he starts to jump up and down. He upsets his stomach even more. So Della's like, okay, I think, like, she calls him...
She calls him Turbo.
Yeah.
No, it's Huey whose name she messes up.
Okay, yeah. And she's like, oh, you need to sit this one out. And then so she's like, oh, Huey, you should do it then. But we see that Huey's kind of, like, playing with where his ears should be. I don't know where ducks have their ears. But he's not doing well.
Ducks have ears, how are they here are the ducks?
Well, not wolves, trees have ears. Ducks have ears. Do ducks have ears? Must do. So they hear other ducks.
I'll add that in.
Thank you.
I'm really restraining myself. This is a Good Omens podcast now.
Oh God, no! You wrangled control away from me.
But no, so she goes to tell him, and he goes with it,
Mm-hmm.
And she tells him, like, these are the instructions you need to follow to be able to do this and not die. But we see from Hugh's point of view that, like, not only is his hearing, like, he's like that tinny thing that people get, but his vision's also, like, clouding a bit.
Yeah. Probably because he's exhausted.
Yeah. And
his hearing's fucked.
Yeah, so he does not know what the hell she's talking about.
He has no idea what Della's saying.
So, the first jump is at a 20-degree angle. Then, you kick flip towards the north, bypass that part. Watch out for the rail grind. Then you do a 360. Then you do a 720. Then after that, if you can do it, a 1080. Whatever comes next, avoid it. If you do that last part exactly right, you won't die. Ready?
Uh-huh. And he looks over at Louie and Dewey. It's the funniest thing. Yeah, Dewey gives him a thumbs up.
Yeah.
But Louie waves goodbye. Like, you're gonna die. Have fun.
I keep making hand motions because I can see Anna this time around. So we're just like...
Yeah. I can see Faby. He's so far away.
And so he goes to do it, but not exactly. Does he, like, get startled into it?
He goes down, but then, because we see Louie goes down the steps a bit to record him, to film him fuck up.
Because it's going to be good.
Yeah, and then Huey immediately, like, goes off the banister and, like, sliding towards Louie immediately. And so they both get picked up but they both land on the shield, and they're sliding on the rug until it gets caught on on the rug.
Yeah,
and they go flying off, and the rug goes like flying all over the place because the momentum or whatever.
Yeah,
until Beakley, like the boss that she is, just catches it in the middle of the air when it's like. Yeah.
Gonna hit her
insanely fast. It would have like cut her head off.
Yeah, because it hit like the ceiling, it hit like the chandelier or whatever.
Yeah,
and it was gonna hit her in like the TV room that we had seen before.
Yeah,
and she catches it.
Yeah,
and she's not happy.
No, she does not look very happy. Yeah, she's like, okay, there's some shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so we see that Huey's hearing still isn't great.
No. And we see that Beakley comes in and she's like, whose is this? And it's like the lineup of the kids, including Della, like they're just kids,
And Della at first is like, and the kids all quickly defend her. Mm-hmm. Well, Huey and Dewey do.
Yes.
It's her son's shield. Mm-hmm. And Huey's son's shield, plural possessive.
Nerd. And so he's like, like we are, the three of us are to blame. And as soon as he says that, like the chandelier drops from the ceiling behind them.
Right behind them.
Yeah.
And we see Beakley goes to pick it up, and Della apologizes. She's like, and then goes to help Beakley, because she's used to like her moon strength.
Yeah,
so she can pick up whatever she wants, but that's not a thing anymore. And she can't pick up this giant ass chandelier, but Beakley can because she has no limits.
I love her. Again,
there are no limits to her strength.
Was it our first episode? Still stands.
Yes.
Beakley, please carry me.
Yes, she can.
I know.
Look
at her.
She's carrying the whole chandelier.
And then so she's holding the chandelier up. And Della's like, I'm sorry, like, I'll try to clean this up. And, she sends the boys to their room.
Beakley does.
Yes. Which is something that in my family is, like, you do not tell someone else's kids what to do, or else that would have been a whole ass argument with people. And she does it, and she tells Della, like, I'll do it, because I'm used to caring for kids. And
I'm used to cleaning up after children.
Yes.
Boys, to your rooms. I'll handle this. After all, I'm used to cleaning up after children, dear.
And I'm just like...
including Della in that a little bit.
And I'm just like, Beakley, the shade. Oh my god. Because Della just kind of stays like, oh. Yeah. Like, she fucked up. Why would you want your kids going down a ramp?
But what Beakley is saying is that Della isn't really fit right now.
Yeah.
To care for kids, because she almost got a couple of them killed.
Yeah. And it's like, it's a lot to deal with. The fact that, like, maybe it's like, she's not ready to be a mom in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And she disappeared when her kids weren't even, like, born yet. Mm-hmm. And now suddenly her kids are grown up, and she doesn't know how to talk to them or be with them or be a mom to them.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't really know them.
Yeah. And it's like, it's like, valid that if she would be like, hey, I don't really know what to do, but the fact that she's making it harder for everyone... Yeah. In not accepting that she needs help, or that this is going to take time, she's making it harder for her kids. She's making it harder.
By literally trying to go, like, she's going, like, 100 right away.
Yeah. And it's like, oof. So then...
And it's not going to work,
No. And we see right now, she kind of goes on a walk, and she goes out to Donald's houseboat.
Yeah.
And I like this scene.
And I really do like this scene because we see, like, in detail all the photos on Donald's wall, and I love them. There's also a lot of the kids. There's one of Donald.
When we would see the photos, it was like the same picture multiple times.
Yeah.
But here it's like they're all lovingly drawn.
Yeah. No, my God. Yeah. There's a lot of really nice detail. Like we have one of Donald, like, sitting on the eggs before they're hatched. He's, like, reading a parenting book.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if this is before or after Della disappeared, but it's really cute.
Mm-hmm. And then
there's one of there's the Blizzard Tonight, the Carl Barks painting, in really, really nice detail here. Super cute.
It's so cute. We have one of, like, a couple of individuals of the kids when they're, like, right now age or, like, babies. We do have one of Donald, which is so cute.
Yeah. And then we have the main portrait we've seen a lot of Scrooge, Donald, and Della and the eggs. The kids' eggs.
Yeah.
And Della puts her copy with her drawings of the boys. Mm-hmm. And I think this is the point where she says this thing where she says that Donald did a great job, but that she'll take it from here.
You did a great job, Donald. You earned that vacation. I'll take it from here. Me and the boys and Scrooge and...
Yeah. That... She's, that line kind of, like... I like that she acknowledged that, her brother raised her kids.
Yeah.
But her saying,
it's
like...
Just, like... Yeah, like... This, like, this presumptuousness of that because she's the mother, it's her now. She'll be taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though she left and chose to leave, and because of that decision, Donald had to raise her kids.
And that Scrooge wasn't involved.
Yes,
because we assume she's still under the assumption that, you know, her kids were raised by Scrooge and her brother.
Yeah,
but they weren't. They were raised by Donald being a single dad.
Yeah, because there's been no indication she knows what her disappearance caused, the rift it caused, because we know, especially from. I mean, because before this, she was just sending transmissions that weren't going anywhere. Like, there's, she even, I know when whatever happened to Della Duck, she talks about Scrooge and Donald as if they're still living together. Yeah. As if they're raising the boys together.
Yeah. And she talks about them as well. Yeah. I think in the last episode, she's talking to, like, the Moonlanders, and she says, like, oh, you know, like, my family is so great, and in that, it's, like, that they've never been apart. Yeah. You know, but they have.
Yeah, so just like, this, I guess just first, like, her assumption that nothing changed while she was gone. That it's like they're just kind of waiting for her to come back, I think. Yeah. She's, like, expecting, like, her role to still be waiting for her. Like, her role as the mother, as the pilot we see in a second. Like, yeah, just, like, this expectation she had. That because she's the mother, like, she would somehow be able to just come right back in and be the parent.
Yeah. And we see that. Yeah, and we see that, like, a thing in this show is, like, finding your place in your family, in your found family, whatever it is. Finding your place, like, who you are, what, not, like, skills, but, you know, something that you bring to a family. Yeah. And we have people here that, like, are bits of her or extensions of her or people who just plain out replaced her when she was gone. And so it's going to be about her, you know, she expected just to have, like, this Della-shaped hole waiting for her, and it's like, no, it was like filled up, it was like patched together.
Yeah, because they thought she was dead. Life moved on. Yeah. And the fact that the boys didn't even really know anything about her until recently. Yeah. And just, Donald is the boy's dad.
Yeah.
He's the parent.
We've said this before.
Yeah, and I think right at this moment we see Donald crash land on the moon.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's there now, which is totally fine. And we see Della looks at the rest of this wall of photos and sees the picture of Launchpad. Because he's a part of this family, he deserves to have a picture on the wall.
And it's obviously him and his pilot get up, crashing the Sun Chaser.
Yeah, with Donald on fire behind him.
And she's like, you know...
Wait, like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Yes. So, like we said, like, her expecting, like, her role to just be waiting for her. Even though also, like, same thing with her... The son's finding out about her only recently did Launchpad become, like, the pilot. Yeah. Yeah, because the moment Launchpad comes down to introduce himself. Yeah. He's like, I just wanted to say hi.
Because Webby let him in on everything, because they're friends.
Yes.
I want that to come back. That was cute, how they would interact.
I know. Yeah, like, she texts him, like, Launchpad, holy shit. Della's alive.
Like, he's like, Launchpad, I need to open the door to the garage. I need to talk to you.
Yeah, she's like pounding on, I forgot he lived there. Pounding on the door at midnight. Launchpad. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
And Della is immediately super antagonistic.
It made me laugh a lot because he's like just introducing himself, you know, like, hey, I'm Launchpad, I'm a pilot, and she just grabs at him and she's like, like, no way, like, you know, like, I know I was gone, but like, no one's gonna replace me. Yeah.
She like gets right up in his face. Yeah. And then she storms off, yelling that nothing can stop Della Duck. And Launchpad has a moment of like, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Thought I'd come over to introduce myself. I'm Launchpad. I'm a pilot.
No way, buddy. I know I was gone for a while, but I will not be replaced. Where's Scrooge? Nothing can stop Della Duck.
But yeah. It's nice to see Launchpad for 5 seconds.
It was. For 5 seconds. There he goes. that he went. Because we see, so we see that Della at this moment is in a vulnerable place because nothing is the way she expected it to be. And it gets worse because she goes like looking for Scrooge, and she sees them having a family meeting without her.
Yeah, and of course it's one of those dramatic meetings in which she's only going to hear what she shouldn't really hear. Yeah,
there's going to be a miscommunication, and she's going to leave, and she's going to miss the important stuff that makes what the person said not that bad.
I love it.
Yeah, yes, it's great.
So we're talking, Beakley's the one that we hear talk first, and she says, you know, I think Della is struggling to adjust. And, you know, Scrooge is kind of like, oh yeah, but like she just got here.
Yeah, she literally just got here.
Yeah.
And the kids do point out, like Dewey does point out that she's not super great with like cooking or like child appropriate stories, but the fact that he's still fully embracing her, and so is Huey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're both kind of like, she's trying, and that's really all that matters, you know, like, you don't give up on people. He quotes again, like, the Woodchuck guidebook. I think it's rule 3. But he's kind of yelling because he goes on to mention that his hearing's not that great still.
Yeah, I know. God. and they're like, right, Louis?
Yeah.
And Louis doesn't answer right away.
Mm-hmm. And this little bit of animation I really love. I don't know if we got like a confirmation of it was like hand done. I don't think so.
I don't know. I want to say it is because it's kind of similar to like the really smooth animation for Dewey and Secrets of Castle McDuck.
Mm-hmm. It's very fluid.
I'm not sure.
We see him
it's focused
like,
just on Louis.
Yeah, we see him like cross his arms and like look up, look down, kind of just like not really knowing, because he goes on to say like he starts off by saying like, well, and everyone's like, because he doesn't immediately like say it's all that matters. He's like, you know, like, I'm happy to have her back, but he's like, I don't know if it's like a me thing. I'm just like not used to having a mom.
Yeah, he's kind of just putting the blame on himself for not like accepting her. Mm-hmm. Like he feels guilty for not accepting her, but he can't.
Yeah, like he
doesn't know how.
Yeah, he's like, I haven't had a mom for so long, I just don't know how to act.
Hey, look, don't get me wrong, of course I'm happy to have Mom back. But I don't know, it's probably my fault. I've gone so long without a mom, I guess I don't really know how to have one.
That's because she's not a mom.
Mm-hmm. And we see that Scrooge doesn't like... He doesn't say anything about like against that. He just goes on to say like dramatically, like of course she's not like a mom, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because he literally says like that's because she's not a mom.
Yeah.
And then that's when Della leaves and like she's crying. I feel bad for laughing, but it's the classic miscommunication.
I loved it in every novella I've ever watched. I love it now.
It's great.
Because he pauses like that.
Yeah, it's a good pause. And then he's like, that she's not a mom yet. Mm-hmm. Because she's barely got back. They need to give her time to figure out who she is and how she fits in the family.
Mm-hmm. And that's, like everyone has had to figure that out. Yeah. We had Louis figuring that out, like earlier in the season. How to fit in.
The first episode,
Mm-hmm. And so...
And we see Della kind of finds her way into the Wing of Secrets, or the garage, where she's kind of talking to herself, like realizing that she was gone for a decade and everyone was fine. Mm-hmm. But again, they weren't.
Yeah.
Like she's getting this very limited view on what everyone's life was like while she was gone. Mm-hmm. Right now, everything seems fine. Not knowing Donald on the moon currently, but I mean, she doesn't know about the decade that went by where Donald and Scrooge did not speak.
Yeah.
And her kids did not know they were even related to Scrooge. Mm-mm. She didn't know about any of that.
Yeah, and just all the work that it's taken since then to build
to get
up
to
a
this point.
Yeah,
for them to get to this point, to have these family meetings, to be honest with each other like this, it took time.
Yeah.
Like, Scrooge wasn't, like, immediately when they moved in with him, like, like, he wasn't as open or vulnerable.
Yeah.
Or open, like, emotionally, like, open. And the fact that she just thinks that like, that everyone's life was fine without her. Like, no, her disappearance had a huge impact. There were consequences of her leaving.
Yeah.
She's taking a very limited view of it right now, what life is like.
Mm-hmm. And she goes on to say, you know, like, I was gone for those 10 years. Everything was fine. And in these 10 hours I've been back, I've, like, hurt the kids. I've injured them. And traumatized them. And she goes on to say, like, I miss fighting monsters. Because we see her that she's standing in front of the Gilded Man.
Yes.
And she's just kind of kicking at it. Like, you know, like, monsters are easy because you can just fight them.
I was gone for a decade and everyone was fine. I'm home for 10 hours and now my kids are all sick, injured, and terrified. I miss fighting monsters. You guys make it easy to know what to do. I fought you, Gilded Man, and Moon Mites, and the abyss of space, and every last odd to get back to my kids, and... I'm blowing it. Who do I have to fight to be a part of this family?
And so the same thing, like, the idea that, like, she has to fight something to be part of the family. Like, she says that again, like, who do I have to fight to be part of this family?
Yeah.
And at that moment, she reawakens the Gilded Man by accident, but realizes that she can fight this guy and save her family from it, and then she'll be a part of the family again somehow.
Yeah. Which, I mean, no.
Yeah, because, like, she thinks that she'll prove her worth by beating it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which, that's not how it works.
No. And the Gilded Man is honestly terrifying to me.
He's awful, because I mean, he's animated like the 3D animation, but it works in this sense, because he just looks and moves really robot-y, and he just looks jarring, so it fits.
Because he's obviously, like, the ceiling is, like, low for him, and so he's kind of, like, crawling.
Yeah, he's hunched over, which makes it worse.
It's the worst.
Yeah. And we see, again, more parallels to the first episode that Scrooge bursts into the Wing of Secrets and, you know, say, what is going on here? And there's some, like, mystical bullshit going on.
Yeah, some golden mystical creature that has been reawoken.
Yes.
I forgot he did that. He literally grabbed onto that golden dragon.
Yeah, that dragon and got thrown into buildings. And fell to his death.
Wow, it's been 2 years. What a legend.
Oh, jeez. Because we see Della's, like, rooting through the garage for all the mystical stuff. She mentions, like, the do Excalibur, the Ferryman's Flame, which are things they've either used or have been taken to the museum.
Yeah, because
like we saw in Treasure of the Found Lamp. Scrooge moved almost everything out of this Wing of Secrets into the museum.
Yeah.
And for tax purposes, and so that his family will know about this stuff.
Yeah, you know, for history reasons.
Yeah. And tax breaks.
And tax breaks.
Yeah, because it's just another thing. Like, Della expected everything to be there still.
Yeah.
Like, things change. Everything's not there anymore. And obviously Scrooge can't fight the Gilded Man either, because the Gilded Man then tries to kill him with a giant Viking ship. But through, like, a fun little stuff falling and hitting each other, the car alarm goes off, because the pterodactyl skeleton lands on it, or pterodon, or whatever the fuck. Pterosaur? Whatever.
I don't know.
I used to know the difference.
Long ago.
My brother explained it to me once, and immediately, out of my head. Vanished. There's some difference. Whatever.
I don't know. Bird.
But the car alarm noise, we see that messes with the Gilded Man.
We see kind of, like, trying to cover its ears.
Yeah.
And so they have a little bit of time to, like, run and hide from it.
Yeah, they hide behind the giant gold sun coin, like Scrooge and the kids did in the first episode.
Yeah. Good thing they didn't take that to the museum.
Yeah, because, they didn't. Because, see, Della is telling Scrooge, like, to go get the kids so they can see her fight this monster.
Yeah.
And, prove she's a good mom.
Yeah, and Scrooge is like, who the hell said you weren't a good mom?
Yeah, she's like, you did 5 minutes ago.
Before she dramatically walked away.
Yeah, ran away.
And he goes on to say, like, he kind of, like, pretty gently, like, oh, like, like, you've only been here a day, you can't force a relationship with your kids.
Yeah.
Especially not through, like, monster fighting and putting them in danger.
Yeah.
What idiot said you weren't a good mom?
You, like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, Lass, you've only been here for a day. You can't force a relationship with your kids just through monster fighting.
And she's immediately like, okay, then we'll go treasure hunting as well. She doesn't really get
That's
it.
how we do it. No, she doesn't get it. But no, we see that the gilded son, what's it called? The gilded man, jeez, chases them out of the garage. And instead it's full height now, and it's like 30 feet tall. So it's chasing them around the yard. Mm-hmm. And they say they run past the Excalibur, which Scrooge for some reason has in his backyard.
Why?
Why? Because Beakley points out that it's the actual sword that can only be, like, removed from its whatever by the True King of England. And I'm like, why is it in Scrooge's backyard in the U.S.?
Scrooge just takes shit.
Yeah, he does.
He was honestly probably like gifted to him by someone.
Probably. Jesus.
Who knows? He is the true king.
God. We see that the Gilded Man just picks up the whole thing out of the ground. Like, sword and, like, the plinth or whatever the fuck it's in. And the dirt. All of it. Just picks it right out of the ground and whacks Beakley with it. And knocks her out.
Yeah. Because I don't know if we mentioned, the kids run out at this point.
Yeah, it's because the kids in Beakley are out.
Yeah. I don't know who says it, but they're like, oh god, our worst nightmare.
I think it's Huey.
I think it's Huey.
Okay, this is the Gilded Man, which, like, murdered hundreds. And he's like, oh my god. And we see that Della is trying to defeat the Gilded Man like she did when she was young. Mm-hmm. She's, like, trying to climb inside of it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's picked up Scrooge and Webby and is planning on, like, squeezing them to death.
Yeah, because poor Webby, like, as seeing her grandmother knocked out, she, like, went to go get revenge, but she's immediately like, I mean, this thing is huge, and she's just a little girl.
She's trying to pull the sword out of the stone when the Gilded Man grabs her. But there's like they don't get crushed to death because the boys use their air horns. Mm-hmm. And that's when Della realizes, like, oh, it hates noise.
Yeah.
And she yells that to the boys. Mm-hmm. And we see Louis comes up with a plan.
Yeah.
Which was a nice detail because Louis is the plans guy.
Yeah. So they kind of like... Because we saw that Della is stuck. She can't move. She's
stuck
at
in the neck, shoulder part of the armor.
Mm-hmm. And because she's like, oh my god, it worked before. And Scrooge is like, of course, like, it didn't work. You were like 10 years old. Like, things change. He says that to her. And so it's up to the kids. And so we see them kind of like go grab like more of the air horns and like tape.
Yeah, they get duct tape from Donald's toolbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, so many Donald things without him actually being here.
It almost hurts more.
It does. And so they tossed it up to Della, and using her prosthesis, she presses down on the air horns, and so they're blowing out inside of the Gilded Man.
Yeah, we see, like, the gears are breaking, and then he's, like, I guess he's powered by this, like, red ruby stone thing.
Yeah.
And so that cracks, and it, like, starts to tumble down and break. Yeah. But we see that Della's stuck.
Yes. Yeah, her prosthetic leg gets stuck. Like, falling, like, parts make it get stuck.
Yeah.
And so she asked, and we see that their fallen Gilded Man is going to fall on Louis. Mm-hmm. And so what Della does is she, like, pops the prosthesis off. Mm-hmm. And jumps out so she can grab Louis and protect him as best she can.
Yeah. And so we see, like, the Gilded Man falls, and the way he falls is basically his hand falls on them. Luckily, it kind of falls with, like, a cupped hand, so it doesn't crush them.
Yeah,
but we
they
still
don't die.
Yeah, so we still see that, but we still see that Della is, like, completely over Louis. Yeah. And at that moment, it's like he kind of comes to, like, a realization.
Yeah.
Because we see him kind of, like, look up at her, and she just kind of, like, you know, she does a cute thing where she, like, caresses his face.
Yeah.
And kind of, like, I feel like it's, like, she sees, like, her unconditional love. And
yes. Yeah, like how much she fought to get back to them. Like, she's not going to stop trying to protect them and be there for them. Now.
Yeah. And so he thanks her. He's like, thanks, Mom. And then they, like, hug.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
And again, like, they don't shy away from showing Della without her prosthesis. Mm-hmm. Which is nice. Which is definitely really nice.
Yeah. See them, everyone's kind of, like, getting up, getting out, and then we see also Beakley, like, gets up because she was knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, Beakley's chill, though. She's fine.
Yeah.
And we see Scrooge gives Della back, he brings her prosthetic leg back.
Mm-hmm.
And just talk about how, like, Della is, even now, she's learning. She's adapting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, how, like, she's learning how to become a mother.
Mm-hmm. And he
like,
says
to
that,
just be
like,
back to part of the family.
Yeah, he says that very proudly, you know, like, one day in, and she's already learning, adapting.
Yeah, and it's very cute ending. They're all, like they've made a step forward. She calls the boys by their names.
Mm-hmm. She's like, you know, like, Huey, Dewey, Louie, like, I know that you're not used to having a mom, and I'm not used to being one, but together we can figure it out as we go along. So, not in a rush, not all at once, but, like, as they're living together, you know?
Yeah.
And Louie is the one that responds this time, and he's like, yeah, like, we will.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh.
Huey, Dewey, Louie, I know you're not used to having a mom, and I am not used to being one, but I'll figure it out as we go along, in time.
We all will.
Yeah, and Della has the brief moment of, like, oh, like, Donald's really missing out. And then we see him, he's missing out on a lot.
Yeah.
Air, for one.
Oh, God.
Because he's suffocating for a good couple seconds on the moon until he finds Gyro's oxy chewing, like, stuff's 20 in his mouth.
And he doesn't mind the flavor, as we learned, also confirmed by Frank and Gonis, that he likes the flavor of black licorice.
Yeah. That's probably why he doesn't ever complain about it and whatever happened to Donald Duck.
Yeah.
Because we see he's landed on the moon and he's being held at gunpoint by Gibbous and his wife Zenith.
Yeah, like, as soon as he takes a breath of relief because he's breathing again, he has laser guns pointed at him.
Yeah, and he's like, I come in peace. But they don't know what he's saying because he's Donald Duck plus the gun. And so Gibbous and Zenith are like, what the fuck? And we see Lunaris is like, I forgot what he said, like, lock him up or something.
He's like, seize him.
Yes, there we go. Thank you.
And we get a dramatic shot of, you know, Lunaris' face.
Yes.
And then that's where we end.
Yeah. And Donald's stranded on the moon, which is awesome, and where I totally want him to be. Not at all unhappy about that.
Oh, gosh. Poor Donald.
Honestly, yeah.
Rest in peace.
Alright. Honestly, rest in peace. We have some questions I want to get to, because this episode is pretty long already.
So, Araminakilla20 asks, taking into consideration that Louis is the most hesitant of the triplets to accept Della, and he is going to become close friends to Goldie as her people in his schemes, is it possible that there can be a Della versus Goldie fight for Louis' admiration in the future? Love your podcast. Greetings from Peru.
That's super awesome, Peru.
I know.
Ooh la la. Love that. Okay, also, Armin Akilla made a really nice Tumblr post.
Oh, yeah.
Really recommending that people listen to us. Mm-hmm. Which is very, very nice of them.
Yes, thank you.
But, I don't know if it'd be a Della versus Goldie fight. I'd love to see Della and Goldie interact. Mm-hmm. It would just be like a 24/7 Scrooge roast fest. I would love that.
Well, like, I actually, like, had never thought about it.
Yeah.
Which is, like, it would be a very interesting dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I don't know if they would go as far as to be, like,
yeah, like,
rivals.
Against. It's more like, it's definitely be more like Goldie and Scrooge. Mm-hmm. Like, because, I mean, I don't see why Della would have a problem with Louis hanging out with Goldie. Mm-hmm. I feel like Della would think Goldie's pretty awesome. It's more that it'd be more between, like, Goldie and Scrooge's, like, morals.
Yeah.
That'd be more of the issue, that Louis would be turning away from Scrooge's teachings to go to Goldie, who is underhanded and who Scrooge, like, deliberately warned him away from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Stasa Faye says, hey, couple of questions and whatnot. First, do you think that mentally Della is still a 20-something-year-old? She's been by herself for a decade, and the growth that everyone learns with interaction was not there. She's physically older, but with the mindset and maturity of a younger person. Secondly...
I think should we answer that one first?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just what we see of her, like, teaching the kids, like, making all the kids the cake. Mm-hmm. Like, making, like, the surfboard skating stuff, like... And just the level of immaturity that comes with thinking she can force this relationship, like, so quickly.
Like, it's not just that she's trying to be a cool mom. It's maybe, like, what she knows of what to be a mom, because she was, like, in her 20s.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I think so. Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, why do you think Donald changed the boys' names? Why Hubert, Duford, and Llewellyn? Do they have any meaning to them?
They're cooler names.
Yeah. Honestly.
Like, I don't know, like, yeah, I mean, they're not, like, I know, like, we know Dewey's middle name is Dingus, so that's, like, a family name. But, I mean, the names, I mean, they're just cool names. Like, I mean, he probably just he looked at the list that Della gave him, and he's like, Jesus fuck, I need to, like, a book, like, with those books with the kids' names. He just randomly, he's like, okay, these are better.
Yeah.
The idea of him, like, going through a baby book name and, like, picking out names now makes me sad.
Oh, you made me sad too now.
You're welcome.
It's sad girl hours here at midnight.
God, it is midnight. I need to be up at 4 a.m.
Oh, God. So third, y'all are amazing. Keep up with making such great content. Love ya.
Thank you, Face.
I know.
It's very nice.
It's very kind of y'all.
It's really nice. I love you guys. I love that you guys send in questions. You're all amazing.
I know.
Thank you. Oh my god. I can do the anonymous one.
Okay.
Anonymous says, who should it be? Zenith.
Yes.
She was here for a bit. Not a question, but this just seems like a good episode in which to comment that one of the many things I love about Della's arc is that so many children's stories feature adventurous, mysteriously disappeared fathers. And it's great to see this arc being done with a mother for once, complete with her struggling to learn how to fit back into her children's lives after being gone for so long, being held responsible for her error, but without being judged for not being flawless as a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, because I mean, definitely, like, how many things can you think of that have, like, you know, if not a father, then, like, the mysteriously disappeared uncle, or, like, male fatherly figure kind of thing. It's a thing that happens a lot, and it's something you almost never see with a mother figure.
Mm-hmm. And if you see it, it's very much, like, villainized.
Yeah.
In the sense,
recently where I have seen it in, strangely, is Aquaman and Ant-Man 2.
Oh, yeah.
They both had the mother who was presumed dead, but came back. But, I mean, in those ones, it's such a small part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the mother not being dead and coming back into the kids' lives. I mean, and in both of those, the kids are fully grown adults.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's no, like... the parents being back in their lives is not a central focus.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh shit, they're not dead. Let's talk about that, I guess. It's never like a thing like they have to adjust to living with their parents again.
Yeah, because
having them back in their lives.
Yeah, they had them
adults,
for a while.
Because these characters are already adults.
Yeah, and they had their parent for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so they got to spend some time with them. But, like, here in the situation is that they never had this parent.
Yes. Yeah.
And so, yeah.
I do have some Twitter questions. Yeah, I sent in, like, a last minute. If you have questions, y'all, send it in now to get it in the episode. I've already read a couple of those.
Mm-hmm.
So we have one from Mickey on Twitter. How do you think Della will progress with her mission of trying to be a good mom, especially with how mixed Louis seems to be about it?
I think, well, we see a little... Well, actually, no, we don't see it. She kind of doesn't change for the Doomsday Vault, which is we already recorded that.
Yes.
I feel like it's still gonna be a struggle for her.
Yes, because definitely. Because it's her. Because definitely we'll have more of Louis, especially I think being the more uncertain one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited to see what they do more with Huey. Yeah. But I think with Louis especially, there's a lot of like wealth for developing him since it's more his season.
Mm-hmm. Because we see, like, even though Dewey was the most excited and willing to accept, like, Della any way she was, even if he was being put in danger, that bites him in the butt the next episode.
And he regrets it.
Yeah.
He regrets being so gung-ho about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested in seeing, like, how Huey and Huey will interact.
Yeah.
And her and Louis, because even though Louis has, accepted her more, he was 100% the most hesitant.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see, like, whether she'll still try too hard, or maybe she'll try not enough.
Yeah.
Because she knows that Louis was the one that was most wary. That what if she almost pushes him away?
Yeah, or like
and trying to let him be the one to take a step.
Yeah,
even though he's not ready for that either.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they can go in a lot of different ways, but so far they've done a really good job of steps.
Mm-hmm.
Because so far Della has, she's learning.
Yeah,
definitely. But there's still a lot of stuff she hasn't learned yet.
Mm-hmm.
And she definitely needs solo episodes with all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And we have one more question on Twitter as well. From I think I used the @ thing. So that's @ Magica Dispel. Since season 2 was basically the Louis season, do you think we'll get more of him and Della trying to make up for lost time and bond in the remaining season 2 episodes? And they put like a sentence all in one sentence, like no spaces, that I'm going to read really quick. Also, love your podcast. Please go with the good work, both of you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I forgot to mention that at Magica Dispel has been listening to all of our episodes and like live tweeting as they listen to them, which is very, very nice of them, and it's very cool to read because I forget half the stuff we talk about.
Oh, same. I think they mentioned oh my god, is Faby really crying?
Yeah.
Like during an episode, and I'm like, I replied probably. It's very likely that I was crying.
Yeah. So they pointed out I was wrong about gum melting.
Yes.
Gum apparently does melt.
Vindication!
So I've been schooled, apparently, 6 months after the fact. But
yeah,
for the question. Since season 2 is basically the Louis season, I'm going to read it again. Do you think we'll get more of him and Della trying to make up for lost time and bond in the remaining season 2 episodes? Kind of like Mickey's question.
Mm-hmm.
We'll definitely get episodes with them because it's Louis season.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I'm really interested in the way that they'll go about it. Like, will Della try too hard? Will Louis try too hard and it'll be disingenuous?
Mm-hmm.
Will Della not try hard enough, not wanting to pressure Louis? It can go a lot of ways.
Yeah. So I'm excited, honestly.
Yeah.
Same. I'm also excited for Huey. I want Huey to do something.
Yeah. Give Huey more attention now. Season 3. Season 3 will be his.
They skip him. Season 3 is for Webby.
Yes. You have to wait till season 4. She deserves it.
Honestly. But yeah.
And that is all of our questions. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. If not, sucks, I guess.
Send it again.
Yes. And we do have... Should we read our reviews on this one, or wait?
We can read them.
We have a new review from Sandy McBean. It is titled, A Reminder of Why I Love DuckTales So Much. Aw. Anna and Faby are absolutely hilarious, and their passion for the subject shines every second of every episode. Formatted as a breakdown of each episode scene by scene, with occasional voice clips from the show itself, every episode reminds the listener of the best gags and moments, along with the explanations of classic characters and callbacks to the original, the comics, and the greater Disney universe. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and you'll love some ducks.
Aww.
And it's a very nice review, and maybe the only comprehensive, actual, physical written review of our podcast. Better than we could ever actually say in words.
And, like, this is the second time I'm hearing this, but the first time I heard it, I was, like, touched for reals. Like,
yeah.
Damn.
Oh, my God. Really, really nice. And for real, like, actually summarizing what our podcast is better than we ever have.
Honestly, because we just say we talk about DuckTales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super nice. So thank you so much.
But yeah, that's...
And again, leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to us. And we actually, like, sometimes it doesn't show up. Sometimes our reviews, which is weird. So if you do leave us a review, please let us know. We want to read it aloud on the air and give you your spotlight.
Yeah. This is a community thing.
Yes. So yeah, please let us know if you leave us a review and like we don't read it in the following episode or two.
Yeah.
Because it might not have shown up for us for whatever reason.
iTunes is weird.
Yes, it is. But I think that's all for us. Good Lord, this is a long episode. Hopefully editing won't be that long.
We'll see.
God, I hope so. Way to talk about Disney World for 20 minutes. Whoops.
But yeah.
Alright, you can find us on Twitter at Amores Patos.
You can also find us at Tumblr at Amores Patos Podcast.
And you can send us like messages or whatever on Gmail.
Yes.
At amorespatospodcast@gmail.com. Thank Michael at Disturbing Graffiti for our lovely cover art. And I believe that's all for us. Saludos, amigos.
Saludos, amigos.